What does Saurdukar mean in the Dune universe? This is my particular take on what this actually means, what this word actually means, what these fighters actually represent. And you can see here, some of the practices in the new take and the new remake of the original novel. What kind of practices they're doing. I'm not going to mention every single little detail, so as to kind of get fly under the radar of the censorship and the AI, because a lot of it is very graphic and so very intense. But anyway, Sardaukar are said to be, the soldiers, the private army of the Padishah Emperor, and they're like an elite force of brutal fighters, right? As you can see, they're painting themselves here with this red stuff that you know what it is, and they might be doing some other rituals. Also, when you look at the movie, and they're chanting, and they are chanting, certain what appears to be mantras. So it's very close to mantras with a different twist to it, and it looks like very dark black magic, if you ask me. Here they are, dipping themselves in this red liquid, drinking off of it, and doing, some other nasty, satanic, demonic rituals with it. So I looked up the word, and it seems to come from Sanskrit. And it's very related, very closely related in the sound and the phonetics to sadaka, what would be a sadaka. So just listen to the sound Saurdukar, 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 Saurdukar. It's pretty much the same phoneme. They just switched up here the spelling, which really means nothing. Why do I say it means nothing? And I can substantiate that for with a lot of the other videos I've done. You can certainly look up here in the USPTO, where when you try to file a patent or a trademark, they will actually conduct a phonetic search. And why is that? Ask yourself why that is, and why not just a spelling search. They do an actual phonetic search, because it is the spoken power of the sound that creates reality. So why does the USPTO use phonetics? They're showing their hand right here. One of the most important purposes of doing phonetic trademark search is to eradicate the likelihood of confusion in the act of creation, because you're creating a mark for a project or something that you are coming up with, something new. So sound will be the main source of the search there, sound, meaning, and appearance. And lo and behold, we have that as well here in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, Sage Patanjali, where it says Tatra Shabdar Tajnana Vikalpai Sankirna Savitarka Samapati. And sorry for butchering the Sanskrit, but it's basically saying that the sound and the essence of something and the thing itself, the knowledge of it, the essence of the thing itself, the knowledge of it, the sound, are one and the same. That they cannot be separated in the original language of creation, which is the Sanskrit. So going back, knowing this, then your eyes are open. Now you can see why Saurdukar is the same as Saraka. And what does it mean? It means achiever. It means destroying or a destroyer. a worshiper, a useful worshiper, skillful. Um, it also means a magician, somebody who is energizing and fulfilling, somebody on the spiritual path of sadhana. Sadhana is the spiritual practice or the spiritual um, investigation, the spiritual search. But it can be positive or it can be negative. You can be looking for the divine and God, or you could be looking for the demonic. So in the spirit realm. So in this instance, it can also mean an adept, somebody that's suitable, somebody that's accomplished or accomplishing in magic. Okay, because it implies spiritual power, and which is again also magical power. A sadhaka in the traditions is someone who follows a particular sadhana here, just like I told you, or the way of life designated to realize the goal of one's ultimate ideal, which might be divine or might be demonic. In the case of, the Dune Saurdukar, we are seeing quite clearly that it's of a demonic nature, occult and demonic, very clearly, because of what they're using on their foreheads and what they're probably drinking or even eating into themselves. Here we have some more sources. If you want more sources, more proof, more evidence. Remember, I'm zero dogma. I'm all about the proof and the evidence. And then from there, you can open your eyes and start, finding your way to the truth. Accomplishing, fulfilling, affecting, completing. This is the definition of sadhaka. A skillful, an adept, affecting magical. Okay, a magician, one possessed of supernatural powers, a yogin, a magian, a magus, magi, maga. Remember, we did that video where we had one of the proofs that Sanskrit is the original language of creation, and it is using one of the keys to the truth, which is looking to see what they're putting out on entertainment, and then you see what the dark elites believe, what they follow, and then they're showing you their hand if you have eyes to see. If you're blinded, then you can't see anything. Okay, so a sadhaka, and you have it here, adept, magical. Okay, a worshiper. So they are singing the black dark mantras, demonic mantras. When you listen to this, I'm not gonna play it because when you do that, you're invoking even evil spirits. Okay, so that's why I have it muted. As you can see here, I have it muted. Okay, you don't want to be doing that in your home. I strongly recommend against it. So, what is that red dot that they're painting on their foreheads? As you can see here, and they're doing it in this red stuff. That comes from the Vindu or Bindi. A Bindu is a dot or a point. Okay, where it's a sacred symbol of the cosmos in the unmanifested state. Okay, it's a point around which there is manifestation and creation. And you can research this on your own. So there's a lot going on there spiritually, physiologically, even. Right, it's a point of focus of energy. And, as you can see here, even in the Dune wiki, I'm not making any of this up. They have it right here. Prana is a Sanskrit word. Prana Bindu. Sanskrit, right here. Sanskrit. Okay? So they're borrowing heavily. Dune is chock full of occult references. Lots of Hebrew. I'm not going to go into all of them because it would be a very long video. There's a lot of people that have done some of it. I'll do more of it later. But, I'm just focusing on one particular character, one particular word right now. And so they are borrowing heavily from the mythologies, from the histories, and the Hebrew traditions, and also in the Vedic Sanskrit tradition. So That red dot is called a bindi. It's a red mark. It can mean different things depending on the material. It could be marriage. It could be a widower, depending on the color. So some women, but if you're using, that red liquid, then it means something else. Okay, so here, sacrifice. Look at it. Read this. To offer certain sacrifices to appease the fake gods or the evil demons, right? So and then the three stripes they were painting is the tripundra. In this case, again, evil, because were doing it with an evil, malicious intent to kill and slay and come on top, because they're doing all these rituals so they can gain more supernatural powers and have a better fight when they're on the battlefield. All right, so you can take this either positively or negatively. So you can see from the Agori sadhus and sadhakas what they're all about, and they're all about this crazy demon worship. And that's I'm not saying all of yoga is that. That's just a subset of yoga, like you have anywhere, right? And it's pretty terrible. They go deep into like some nasty business. You can read that right there, right? You can read it. So it's exactly what you're seeing in the movie. And it is said, that to give supernatural powers. You might lose your soul in the process and go to hell. That's one thing, that a caveat. So you have to keep that in mind, right? But so a sadhaka here, another source, is a spiritual practice. Okay. Somebody that is on the spiritual path. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be evil. In the movie, it is portrayed as evil because they are wanting to kill people and they are wanting not to die themselves, and they're giving their souls over to the demons. But so a sadhaka could also be a sadhaka in God, somebody that is following Christ Yeshua, somebody that is following, Krishna, or a divine entity, the Almighty Lord and Creator of everything. So that would be a positive sadhaka that is doing an intense sadhana, spiritual practice in your everyday life to reach the divine. But in the movie, as they clearly show here, it's pretty demonic, and they're doing that to protect themselves, gain protection, gain supernatural powers, and win victory over their enemies. So, guys, this is it for me. Hope you liked the video. Please share, like, subscribe. Check out my Patreon. If you like the channel, maybe support it. And God bless you.